Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gloria. This is Linden Lane Papery, and I am on today with an OfficeSupply.com haul. I wanted to share everything that I grabbed this time around. It was 100% devoted to 49 and Market. So as I had mentioned before, I had taken a break from paper crafting because life just lifed on me. But I am back and I have absolutely fallen in love with the brand. I am scooping everything that I possibly can, creating a bunch of different projects, and I was very, very excited to find a bunch of goodies. Most recently, there was a craft supply discount store in my area, and unfortunately, it did go out of business. They did have a bunch of 49 in Market, so as those things were put on sale, I was able to scoop a ton of stuff. And like I say, I've just fallen in love with a lot of the collections and the brand. So I hopped on to, now that I'm out of most of my small town, hometown stores where I live, the closest one is over an hour drive away from me. So I am limited in what I can get from scrapbooking supplies that does not come from online. So I have found OfficeSupply.com, which is awesome, and I scooped a bunch of stuff from 49 in Market. So let's get into it and what I paid for it. So on the site, if you spend $45, you get free shipping, and I am all about that free shipping. So the first thing I picked up were both the Sage and the Sunbeam Essential Text Blends Rub-On Transfers. And I am really loving these for art journaling, junk journaling. They make some great layering things for when you're kind of, behind your tuck spots or behind your photo mats. All those sorts of things has been really great for these. And I like collecting their essentials colors. I know it's not something that they're putting out in mass right now, I don't think, but I love it. And there's 2 sheets. Every collection color is the same kind of designs, but I'm really liking it. So the back is a lot more subtle, and the front, sorry, bumped. And for the shadows, I do apologize. Again, we're still in the funky setup. I am working on it. But the front is a little bit more pigmented. But I'm just in love with this like vintagey, wordy vibe lately. So I picked those up, and both of those were just $1.64 each. In the same vein, I picked up the Wherever Blendable Rub-On Transfers. I used to get transfers all of the time and use them in my crafting, and then I was like, this is whatever. I don't want to use these anymore. It's not cool and new. You know how the trends change, and now I am so back into them, and I think that they've really been leveled up. I do want to take these out of the package for you. You get 3 sheets, but I wanted to really show what you get so that you guys can see. And as somebody who does a decent amount of traveling for vacations, and I do some traveling for my job, I absolutely loved this. So again, these ones that are great, they look like chunks of tickets that have been worn off. I'm just obsessed. This is the second page, and I think that these are just going to make beautiful additions to whatever crafting you have going on. And this background for this city, you could just put some of it, like just rub on some of it and pull off the edge and make it really rustic and distressed. And then this last sheet kind of has some icons. Statue of Liberty, Eiffel Tower, those sorts of things. So excited to use those. Cannot wait. And those were $3.27 for that. Okay, next package is the Vintage Artistry General Laser Cut Elements. This is the Sunburst General Artistry Collection by Katie Bertie. And I had to get this because of the flamingos. One of the groups of women that I go crafting with a couple times a year. We've been friends for a really long time, which is awesome. But we accidentally have the flamingo as our mascot. Whoops, that was unintentional. So now we do all kinds of flamingo-y things, and it's just kind of fun. But this one would be really good for anything to do with the beach. If you have a summer holiday, if you live by the shore, anything like that. Some beautiful butterflies in there, a porthole. If you take a cruise, I would pick this up because you know that you're always going to be on a beach during one of their ports of call. And then this says beachy, which is so cute. A banner you don't even have to make. And if you've never worked with their laser cuts before, I love them. So this is like a mesh netting. I love them. I am absolutely obsessed. The blue banner says beach day as we go down. The orange one says summer as you're looking at all of these different designs. I'm absolutely obsessed. So they are something that is really tight cut. So we're going to pop out this seashell so that you can kind of see it's less than cardboard, more than cardstock for thickness. But one of my favorite parts about it is that they go edge to edge. So you don't have that white border. So if you're someone who does not care for the white border that shows up on a lot of stickers or some die cuts or some ephemera, the laser cuts from 49 and Market are fantastic. And I have always found the printing to be perfectly in line. And then of course there is just plain color on the back there. I've always found the printing to be perfectly in line. I've never had any issues with them. They hold really well in their carrier sheet until you are ready to use them and remove them. And I just really enjoy working with them. You can see like that butterfly, the printing is really pretty. The designs are always stunning. And because it is laser cut, you can get really intricate details like this mesh that's like a net. So I really enjoy those. And then this is the second page. So like those flamingos I was talking about, I'll be able to use those on the page, but you're gonna get this tiny little leg. Can you see that? It's laser cut, it's perfect. And it is absolutely perfectly cut. I know, pink on skin tone. Perfectly cut right to the edge because the color bleeds over and they hold their shape really well. You can see with like the bow too. So when you pop it out, it is delicate. I will say that. You can't just throw it around the room, but it does hold its shape even on your project. And they don't warp with, I use a liquid glue, a really fine liquid glue. I use Barely Art with the fine tip that comes with it to attach these. So again, some really fun phrases on the back of this. So, and this one says best ever on that banner. So perfect for anything summer coming up. And like I say, now you get 2 of those laser cutouts, and then on the back sheet of your full size ones, I don't know about the minis because I haven't checked one in a little while. And I don't remember, you have ones that you can either fussy cut on your own, or these are perfect to cut out and use like ephemera. So your tags, look, postcard, obsessed. I love it. And then of course the back of every package shows you everything that's on there. So those ones were $2.94 for all that. Blown away. Absolutely blown away. Completely thrilled by them. Okay. So then I also wanted to grab this Create an Album. So 49 and Market does have a lot of Create an Albums. And I'm, again, sorry for all of the shadows and everything. I am working on getting a different setup. So this is the regular thickness. This is wide standard. But we take pictures and we always document our memories when we get together. And I think this is really similar to the size of album when we first started making albums, which I believe, and none of them can quote me on this because I would have to actually go back and look, but I think is somewhere in the neck of the woods of 10 to 15 years ago. So obviously we have blown through the space in the first album. I have hand created some other albums for myself. I know other people have pivoted to different sizes, but I am the type of person who wants all of my albums for that specific event to be the same size. So I think that this is going to work, although I think that I may need more space than this. So there is a larger one than this, but I wanted to grab this one and see how it fit first before I got into it. This album is a great base. It is $4.09. It is just the base, so if you know how to do your own hinge system, it works perfectly. You could punch holes and then stitch through if you've got a big crocodile, anything along those lines. And it is a white paperboard, so it's easy to ink, color, and cover. Moving right along, I wanted to pick up a lot of the Nostalgic Memories collection. My parents are aging, and my mom has done a lot of historical research on our family and our heritage, and I wanted to pick some vintagey vibe stuff up for when I can start taking some of those things over from her, as she wraps up a lot of her research that she's been doing over the years. So I picked up the laser cut florals. Again, this is going to be really similar to the other one, but these are just, they're stunning. I have not opened this package. And honestly, friends, we're going to take the time to do this together because I want to oogle them and you get to oogle them with me. Okay. So on the back of this cover page, look, there's even lines so that you can cut them out. Perfect. These are great for like when you're sitting at night watching a show. You can just bring up a little tray or a little cart and cut that kind of stuff out. Okay. These are stunning. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am so excited about this. So this was $5.79. It is a more recently released collection, I believe. So I did pay a little bit more for this, but worth every single penny. Oh my gosh. Look at those designs. And there's the clock and bows and roses. Look at those stamps. Look at those stamps. Look at the long ones. I've never seen a stamp like that. Oh, that's just so cool. And then a frame and some ornamentals. More flowers and roses and leaves. Butterfly. Some tags. Oh, this will be good when we need to denote a date or maybe a group of some people. A location maybe. For all of that. Look at all these flowers. You could build your own bouquet. Oh, wow. Those are stunning. All of these colors are what I would call an autumn color palette. Just beautiful. Those bows look kind of like burlap. Let's get a good zoom in on there. You see that? Look at that. They look like burlap. Oh, look, that tag is even printed with some numbers. See, I can see better when we zoom in too. Oh, little clusters of leaves. Okay, that's those two pages. Let's move on to this one. Oh, photo corners. Oh, look at that. And then these ones are frames because they're all cut out in the middle for you. And then this looks like what's on the back of that cutout page. So it's kind of like file folders with tabs on them. Bundles of dried flowers, more butterflies and some frames and birds. Faces, if you want to put your bouquet of roses, and then more postage stamps. Look at that. Oh, they're stunning. Stunning. Oops. This guy is trying to abandon ship. Kind of looks like dried lavender, doesn't it? That's so pretty. Oh gosh. Yeah, see, you can just plop one of those vases and it's like these with the bow and everything is just coming right out of it. Just layer it up. Simple, stunning embellishments. And some greenery. Oh, those are just beautiful. Okay. Cannot wait to get to work with that. So then I also picked up the collection pack as well. And the solids, as you can see underneath. But I really want to do a quick flip through of this collection. So the collection pack itself, this was $8.36 for these papers. And this one, they are double-sided. So we'll do a quick flip through there. So this is on the back of that cover sheet. And some of them have a design pre-done on them so that you can just plop down a photo and go. And right about now is when I'm noticing that I need to move my camera up higher, so I need a completely different setup. So if you love your setup, go ahead and put that in the comments and tell me what I need to buy. Oh, we'll get there. I started filming just to share, to be part of the wonderful community here on YouTube, and to just get back out there again after this big hiatus and find my crafty friends out in the world, because I know all of you are out there. There's a lot of you that I just put your YouTube videos on in the background and craft right along with you, or while you make projects, or, you know, convince me that I need things. So this is my channel is right now a very authentic of we're learning as we go. And we're upgrading as we go. So for those of you who are here, I appreciate you. I appreciate your patience with me as I learn. I can't wait to connect with you, share crafty projects, do some swaps. Sounds like a great idea. I love all this paper. Oh, this is gorgeous. And this is like 100% me. I love coffee, and I will absolutely drip coffee everywhere. Oh, look at that. That's just stunning. I love those colors. And this has got like map on it with a river running through it. So this morning, funny story while we look at paper, and from this we're gonna go right into the solids collection pack. But while we're looking at paper, funny story. So today I went to work, and I'm notorious for not having a travel mug because they're generally not dishwasher safe, and I love everything to be dishwasher safe in my life because it makes it easier. So for decades I've traveled with an open ceramic mug, and I recently changed my vehicle. I have a new to me but not new vehicle. Oh, this is gorgeous color. And my coffee cup that I picked this morning didn't quite fit into my cup holders, and I had no idea until I got out to my car. But of course, I was running late and needed to get going to work. So I just held it on the way to work, which was totally fine. Don't worry, I have much practice, and I drive in the middle of nowhere to get to work. So I wasn't really worried. I'm not in like a heavily populated area. So, oh, this is so cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're going to interrupt the story for like, how much would you love to have this actual thing to put all your trinkets and goodies in your craft room? I personally would absolutely love that. Okay, so you can probably tell where my story is going, right? I get to work, the coffee is safe and everything else. I put it precariously into my thing. I'm not going to bring my mug in with me. There's not that much left. And I have coffee in the building, and we have a coffee maker in the building. And I close my driver door, and I hear ka-thunk. And I realize as I peer back in through the window that my coffee cup has fallen over and has now spilled all the rest of the coffee all over my console. It was a sad, sad day. And I thought to myself, well, it's not going anywhere. And we're just going to get our day started. And we're going to call the beginning of it so far good. And we're just going to go into the building. And we're going to move on. And we're going to start fresh once we start our day in the workplace. And then I cleaned up the coffee out of my car when I got home. So we're going to mourn a little sadness for the coffee that I lost at work. Now this is the solids pack, is what they call it. This solids pack was $8.36 as well, just like the other collection. But everything has some sort of subtle pattern going on. So whether it is the polka dots that you're seeing, some of that folded paper with the really muted designs on it, and each one of these has, where it's got the information on the one side and a strip that you can actually cut off and use on the next. This is stunning. I'm a sucker for green too. Anything that's that beautiful green color. We got some brown polka dots. That textured look of like burlap. so pretty. And there's wear lines, like it's been folded, like it's really old paper that's been folded over and over again. Some worn leather, burgundy with polka dots, olive with polka dots. And it looks like there is 2 sheets of every one of these papers. Yep. Okay. Now, I also love to have plain cardstock in my stash, so I picked up 2 other packs. These are both by Joanne Bain. The Little Celebrations, Little Dreamers pack and the Echoes of Time. And mostly, I just got these for the color. And I think that we can do these without taking them out. But it's everything from a charcoal, a tan, a beautiful dark tealy green, this light green, a purple, a lavender, a mauve, like a dark mauve, and a blush pink. And they are all of that textured look, which is just beautiful, just stunning. Can't wait to add those to the basic cardstock collection for $49 in Market that I am rapidly building. And then this coordinates with the Little Celebrations, Little Dreamers. I do have some individual sheets of this that I have picked up just from the retailer before that they closed. So those are fantastic. There is a very, very light pale peachy pink, a light pink, a pale blue that is absolutely stunning, a dark dusty blue, a very light sagey green, an olivey green, a chocolatey light brick color, and then this is definitely more brick but more terracotta in color as well. And there are 8 sheets in this one. And that one was $8.37 for these. So a whole penny more. So that is what I picked up from officesupply.com. Again, these are one of those things where if you spend a certain amount, you'll get free shipping on there. I will say that the shipping was pretty quick. Didn't have any problems or issues with that. Got everything packaged beautifully in the box, and I can't wait to get into it. So thank you so much for stopping by to see what I got today and enjoying all of the $49 in Market goodies with me. So if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them down in the comments, and I will do my best to answer them. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video. Bye, guys.